Recording started. Everything's looking
Live,
good.
we're live, baby. Welcome
Hello.
to the Bants podcast, baby, where we dive deep into stuff.
Yeah. We're trying to get back on our consistency every week. So yeah. So
You know why?
glad we're back on that. Glad we're back
Yeah,
on
man.
that,
You know
man.
why this was kind of easy for me because I'm already building the habit of making videos every day. Like I make videos every day,
Alright.
so
Nice,
for
nice,
me,
nice, nice.
like 2 weeks ago, this would have been so hard for me to just make out time. But like now that like I'm focusing where we have our 90 days, we have our
Yes, sir.
90 days, that has actually really like helped me, man. And it's just been a week.
For real though, it's literally just been a week. Well, I can see like the progression in everybody, so that's great. For in case you're wondering, 90 days. So we're trying to build habits. So for 90 days, we pick certain habits. I'm going to do those like every day, recording, keeping track,
Exactly.
and it's great. Try it. Like for real though. It's this week has I can definitely see it. The effects it's had on me and like just being more disciplined to do stuff and just also like
Exactly.
because the things you put as habits, the things you want to learn more to do, like playing the guitar or this or that. For me,
Exactly.
example,
Exactly.
you see yourself getting better, and it's encouraging. It's
Yeah.
definitely encouraging.
Exactly, man. And you know, I feel like just because I know that every day this is something I must do. The days where like I'm a bit indisciplined and I end up having to force all of them into the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like from like 10 to 1, I have to like go to the gym, post 3 videos and all that.
Yeah,
It just reminds me that look, this isn't ideal. What you're doing right now isn't ideal. So what you should do tomorrow is just structure it across the day, right? And stick to what you've told yourself. Because often at times we tell ourselves, okay, I'm going to do this here. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do this at this time. And then we don't stick to those promises we keep to ourselves. And that's definitely something that this 90 days, I'm really trying to work on because I feel like that's the root of self respect. When
oh
you stick
facts.
to what you say,
Hmm. Hmm. That's true.
when you stick
That's
to what you
that's
say,
that's
and
so
when
true.
you respect yourself, you're confident. You believe more in yourself and you're able to do more things, you know.
That's definitely so true. Self
Yeah, man.
confidence, brother. That's definitely so true. When you can say I'm gonna do something and then actually do it. But every time you say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and you don't do it, it becomes even harder to do or not to do it, depending on what it is the next time. But the more you keep up, the easier it gets, and but it's
Exactly,
it's
exactly,
it's nice.
exactly.
It's
And
nice, nice, nice.
one thing I've really tried to do is block out the noise. Block out the noise.
What do you mean by
I'm
noise?
not the noise, the unnecessary things, the unnecessary time wasted on useless activities like hanging out with friends at the wrong time. Hanging out with friends is great, but hanging out with friends at the wrong time, nah, I don't do that anymore. Um, just um, just wasting time, man. Like just wasting time on things that don't matter. I think
Mm,
I'm really trying to focus more on the things that do matter. You know,
okay.
and obviously, which is like family. You know, grind. Because at the end of the day, this grind is what how we build this foundation right now is going to determine the rest of the years ahead of us. So yeah, man, I really hope that all the boys are really sticking to this,
Yeah,
stick,
yeah.
we stick to it long term,
For real, for real.
90 days.
Well, yeah, man. This is episode 10, man. Our first milestone, double digits, double
Ooh,
digits. It's
I've
crazy.
I've been online for just two, but
But it's
we'll
crazy
get there.
to think that this idea started in what, like 2020. I think
Yeah,
the idea was conceived in 2020. The first episode went up in like June of 2021. Second episode came up in like some maybe July of 2022.
That's
Third
crazy.
episode came out sometime. I mean, I can think like in March of this year or so. So 3 to 10 have been this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's wild to think about. To think about that.
That's crazy.
3 to 10 have been this year. 1 and 2 were each in its own year.
Honestly,
Wow.
I wish we had been recording our calls. Like just recording our calls.
Oh, true though. True though. We had
You know,
some crazy calls. Nah.
we
Some
had some calls where like I mean, we might look back on those things and be like, what on earth were we saying? But it would have just been nice to have those archives, to show the
I feel that.
progression.
I
But I
feel that
mean,
though.
it's never it's so far as there's still life, there's a way, and so far as we keep going, before the end of the year, we're aiming for what 20, right?
Yeah, I'm for 20. Yeah. How many
And we're
weeks do we have
probably
left
not.
in this year? I mean, it's more than 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's more than 10. So,
What?
it's still very feasible with our 1 a week schedule. It's still very feasible. But yeah, so aiming for
Obviously.
20 at the end of the year. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad to reach episode 10, man. It's like the
yeah,
first
man.
like milestone, but nah, I'm really glad we reached it. So
Yeah,
kudos to us. Kudos to us.
honestly, we're halfway through our end of the year goal, so hopefully
Yeah,
by the
man.
end of the year, we have those 20 episodes locked in.
Yeah.
2024, what are we saying? How many episodes for
Let,
2024?
let, us just get to 20 first, and then we will hash that out. Let's get to 20 first and lock it down,
I say
and then we'll
60. Yes.
60 by the end of next year.
Yes.
Hmm. That's very feasible. But we'll see. We'll see. Definitely. Definitely at the end of this year, sometime next year. I'm going to talk to you guys, but I have some views for the future, how we can move things further. But don't worry, your listeners, viewers, you be here for the ride. You here for the ride. Yeah, that's cool. All
What
right,
do you mean? What do you mean? Like, do you mean like marketing strategies or like,
just
uh,
all of the above. Just
okay,
new
okay, okay,
ways,
okay.
new dynamics for the content,
Oh, I'm here for it.
marketing,
I'm here
all
for it.
that. I got a lot of ideas, but don't worry.
I'm here
I'll
for
talk.
it.
I'll talk to you and David later.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So you said you had some things you wanted to talk about.
Oh, there a few things. A few things. Obviously, one being, I'll start with the topic of gratitude and why gratitude is just so important. You know, because I think we've gone through a phase in our lives where we are moving so fast, we don't see the beauty in things, and we don't appreciate certain things. We don't appreciate certain moments, right?
Hmm.
And for me, over the past few weeks, well, I'll say like maybe since like mid July, uh, I've been battling a lot of like thoughts. I don't know. I don't want to call it depression, but I'll say depression because that's what I feel like it is.
Hmm.
And but I feel like all that just brought me to a place of gratitude where I was like, oh, God truly is awesome, man. Like, it's at your lowest point. I feel like I don't feel God brought me to my lowest point, but I feel like God let me get to my lowest point to just remember, like, oh my God, like, I'm a son of God. Like, I'm a son of Jesus Christ. Like, what have I been doing? Why have I been living the way I've been living? Why have I been moving so fast? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
And
Interesting.
the world tends to distract you. The world tends to distract you when you're in a world where you're constantly smoking, drinking, partying. Uh, pardon my French, but fucking like you get so lost in that world of sin, which it really is, and you forget like your purpose. And that's what the devil tries to do. He tries to distract you with all these things. Oh, nah. Come. He'll plant one girl in your life that will just completely derail you. And I won't even lie, bro. There's this girl that like we've been like messing around for the longest time. And like I think I've come to a point where I've accepted that that was a plant from Satan in my life, bro.
Wow.
Like
Really?
evidently. And I'll
Really?
tell you why. I'll tell you why. I will tell
Hmm.
you why. Because
Okay.
one, I've never been with a woman that can't say no. Now, understand what I'm trying to say? It's not like I'm forcing myself on her or anything, and she's like, oh, but it's like sometimes I can just tell that, she's tired or whatever. But then I'm like, yo, come sign me and I'm coming over right now. She's like, okay, okay. I'll call her 4 a.m., bro. 4 a.m. And I'm going there
Wow.
just to pipe. I don't talk to her. I don't know her middle name, but I'd
Huh.
be going I don't do that anymore, but I was going there just to pipe, bro. Once I'm done, maybe I spend 5, 10 minutes just talking about nonsense, and then I leave. And then I'm like, how is this happening? Like, how can somebody just not say no? Like, sometimes I'll call her and like she's tired, and I'm like, if you don't want to, you can just say no. She'll be like, oh, well, nah, it's okay, it's
So she
okay.
like it's like she's a people pleaser.
I don't know if it's a people pleaser or a me pleaser.
Hmm.
I don't know what it was, but she just couldn't say no. Well, yeah, I would say the people pleaser, but that's a bit. That one is the extreme end of people pleasing. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
it's like, anyway. Why I'm saying this is because I believe that premarital sex. Well, I've grown to believe that premarital sex is one of the key derailing factors in your life. If there's anything that can derail you
Hmm.
from your destiny quicker, bro, I feel like you could be going like this. This is God carrying you. You're going to your destiny, bro. And then, boom, you start having sex with this girl, and then instead of going straight, you start going, and
Interesting.
then
So okay.
yeah, and then maybe somewhere there you find your way back. But why I'm saying that is I feel like she tried to derail me because she never said no. So I was constant. It got to a point where the lust took over me. And sometimes I'm tired, bro. I don't want to have sex. I'm tired. But I call her, yo, I'm coming over right now. I go there, pipe, ride my scooter, go there, pipe, ride my scooter back to my house. Like, just the moment I feel the slightest feeling of horn, whatever.
Oh,
So,
interesting. Interesting.
yeah. So I just
So
feel like for all those listeners out there, premarital sex is you want to stay away from that, bro. Just trust me on
interesting.
this. Yeah,
Interesting. So it
you
felt
know.
like it was like a, let's say, enabler or was something like a what's the word I'm looking for?
It's
It just
difficult.
made it too easy. That you're just indulging.
Too easy to the point where you know I feel like I had no emotion absolutely towards the whole situation. It was completely just sexual.
It was just a habit. They just become a habit.
Exactly. It's something that I had to do once I felt the slightest horn in my body. And it's like, yo,
Mm,
you know. Um,
interesting. Interesting.
and I mean, all that happened, and then I started having these skin problem. I felt terribly sick for 7 weeks. Up till now, I'm still feeling like the symptoms of that. And then in my lowest moment, like around when like this, the whole thing was so terrible, I couldn't really sleep. There were nights in a row, like I couldn't sleep, bro. And I'm like, man, right now I'm at my lowest point. Right now, I can't have sex right now. I can't do a lot of things I would have liked to do. So who's coming to save me right now? And then I started thinking. I was like, God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for how I've been living my life, man. Like, I know that you didn't punish me because God doesn't punish people, but I know that this is just a sign that when you play with fire, you do get burnt.
Mm,
And that's
okay.
kind of what I was feeling in that moment. And I was like, I just repented then, and I'm rededicating my life to Christ, man. And I won't say it's easy, it's not been an easy process, but like, just taking it a day at a time. And so I feel like that's what the gratitude topic really
Hmm.
comes in for me. Yeah, I'm grateful for the journey because I feel like without the whole illness, I would never have been able to come back to my senses. So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, man.
Interesting. Interesting. So, what would you say were like your? Because you've read the book Atomic Habits, right? I kind of use that structure when I think about habits, like the cue,
Yeah,
craving, this and that. So, do you think you been able to identify like the cues, things that cause the craving XYZ? Because I feel like those are things that kind of lead to backsliding and all. So, but do you think you're able to identify all those things?
yeah, man. Hell yeah. And one of it was talking with friends and just talking about having sex. And I know that with you guys, I don't really talk about that. We don't really romanticize that. We're more focused on self building, self improvement, and stuff. But I have another group of friends who most of what you talk about is just
Do,
sex,
do I
drugs.
know them?
Oh, you definitely know them, bro. You definitely know them. You definitely know them. And that's all we talk about. And I'm like, and that's the thing. Once I hear them talking to me about, oh, Colo, bro, like, bro, sometimes they'll even show sex tapes. They'll be showing the rest of the call their sex tapes, bro. And obviously, I'm like, damn, this nigga's doing this. Nah, I gotta do mine. So I go that night, record my own tape. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like I that's definitely one major cue. I noticed that one very, very well. Yeah, that's a
Okay,
very major
okay,
cue. So I've kind of distanced myself from them. Although I don't want it to be from a place of animosity because it's not. It's just I'm trying to really just figure out things, and so I've just kind of stepped back from talking to them for now.
okay,
That's
okay.
one. Two, porn. Carrying my phone in the bathroom. So now, once I'm holding my phone and I'm about to enter the bathroom, oh my god, I throw the phone away. I throw the phone away, man.
Oh my
Like the phone
god.
doesn't follow me into the bathroom because the bathroom is a place where you're scrolling on your phone, you're on Instagram, you see something nice, then next thing, before you know it, that Instagram.com has changed to X something.com. You know what I'm saying? So just staying away from that. Staying away from that.
But yeah,
Yep. Yeah, man. Those are two major cues for me that I'm kind of stopped. And I can't lie, it's been working pretty well, man. It's been working pretty well, so I think I'm just gonna.
dang. You love to hear. Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it.
Yeah, man.
Love to hear it, man. That's cool.
God
That's
is
cool.
awesome. Yeah, but
That's
how
cool.
about you? How are you battling like, certain, whether it's porn or whatever, like any vices in your life, how are you like, trying to just be a better person? You know?
So I think one big thing I've been trying to do is just checking up on people. I realized that
Word.
for me, the way I see, let's say you in a month you don't call me, you don't text me, you don't nothing, and all of a sudden we talk. Like for me, wait, you still there? Your camera went off for a sec.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, somebody just called me twice. When you call someone twice, it bypasses the.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
just doesn't set the recording because sometimes that does. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Is it?
it just reset the recording. But
Uh,
was the last recording saved?
no, it's still the same recording from what I'm seeing. So don't
Oh, okay, okay. My recording
just
has switched back.
okay. No, never mind. We'll deal with it afterwards. Okay.
No problem.
What was I say? So yeah, so for me, let's say you don't call me for like a month, right? In my
Yeah.
mind, that doesn't mean you don't care about me. That's just you're just doing your own thing, and whenever you want to call me, you call me. That's just how I roll. And then I realized for a lot of people, a lot of my friends, so even family members, like to them, that was like that to them in their mind. That means like you don't care about what's going on in my life, which is not how it was to me. But then I had to kind of realize that okay, this is how a lot of people see, this thing. And it makes sense. Actions speak louder than words. If you're sure you care about somebody, you're interested in somebody, XYZ, it's your actions, the things you do, how you interact with them that kind of show it. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I'm trying to, and also because I don't have the habit of calling people. I feel like that's something that happened while we were in boarding school, because you're just so most of the day you're just secluded. Everybody is around you.
Exactly.
It's like its own mini world with its own mini problems and its own issues and its
Yeah.
own this and that. So everything
Yeah.
beyond the walls is just whatever. So I think that's also one kind of mentality that has kind of stuck with me. So it's like I don't even think to call somebody or text or
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah.
one thing that I'm trying to just try to reach out more. I'm starting with text, just texting people randomly, because and also just because sometimes I just don't feel like talking. A lot of times I'm just either doing one thing or the other, or I just don't really feel like having a full conversation. So I'm starting with text, but definitely want to call more people. Um, just plan more things. Just reach out to people more in general. That's just the thing, because really, because I think I was talking with Amasi about this one time. Like, relationships actually, it actually takes work. I mean, that sounds obvious, but it's you need to be very intentional, and that becomes a lot harder when either your friends are just in more different, when you're like different places, or you're
Yeah.
just going through different stages of life, or this
Yeah.
or that.
Oh yeah.
All that
Yeah.
just becomes a lot harder. Especially when we're in boarding school, when it's like it's just so easy. Like, you don't even have to try. You're definitely going to run into this person either in class, in chapel, in D hall. You're going to run into somebody somewhere. So it's like you don't really have to try. But it's like if you actually want to keep in touch, go a relationship now, you have to put in more effort, and it's just going to keep getting more difficult as people kind of keep growing at their own different paces and stages. So that is something I've been trying to do step by step. If we eventually do another 90 days, that's possibly something that might pop up on my next list. But I'm definitely
Yeah.
just trying to step by step develop that thing of just calling, hey, how you doing? Or, just calling to check up on people essentially. I just kind
Yeah.
of reminding myself that the way I see things isn't the way other people see things. I can't try to project my thought process or thinking onto other people. I have to
Yeah.
understand what other people think and how they want to be related with, as
Yeah.
opposed to how I think. Because if we're just thinking how I think, it's like I, I mean, I see nothing by if someone doesn't call me in months, I say, oh, how you doing? I don't. My first thought isn't, wow, now you want to call me. It's just like, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. You just call me when you call me. You're doing stuff, I'm doing stuff. It's whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's one thing I've been trying to do step by step. But yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Definitely keeping in touch with people is also a problem for me. I think I'm also trying to really work on that. I mean, during this period of my illness, I kind of noticed that, I'm in my room and there are people that come into my room. Evidently, I've not been around, I've been sick, I've been in my bed, but they don't like they're coming to see me. They're coming to maybe stay in the living room with, maybe some friends that were over at my place or whatever. And I thought to myself, I was like, wow, like I have such fake friends. Like, how can I be so sick? And, these people are not coming to check up on me. And so for a while, like I was just, I guess that made me more depressed.
mm,
But then I now thought to myself, Nathan, did you reach out to them when you were well? Were you reaching out to them?
mm,
I was like, nah, I wasn't. So now, why do I expect? Why am I expecting something from them when I myself wasn't really even keeping in touch with them? You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
So yeah, that was kind of also a wake up call for me. Keep in touch with people because you never know when you need someone, and it's always just nice. It's always just nice to keep tabs on your friends, people that you actually care about. It's always nice
yeah,
to also that just lets them know that you care because you might care and like it's all in your head as you said. But actions do speak louder than words, as you said. So yeah, man, it's definitely something I'm also trying to work on for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But what else you been up to? What else you been up to these days? I know your school schedule is kind of different from mine. So sometimes you have class, you're done. So how is that right now?
Man, school. So I'm going to be in school till I graduate, and it's back to back to back. Like only maybe a week or two of break, and then back to school. A week of 12 break, back to school. A week of 12 break, back to school. Like it's back to back to back, very rigorous schedule,
And
and
you
it's
graduate
three
when?
June 2024.
Okay.
It's three months each. Quarters. Like it's like Loyola terms. First term, second
Yeah.
term,
No,
third term.
we have 3 terms. You said we have, was it three? You said
I,
4 quarters.
yeah, I mean it's like they're instead of like semesters, they're like terms.
Okay. Okay, I
Yeah,
see. I
yeah.
see. I see.
They're
I
like
see.
3 months each term. And yeah, man, school has been going great. I mean, this past semester as well, but because of the illness and stuff, I wasn't able to perform as well as I would have liked to in school. Um, but I found favor with some teachers, which is so funny, bro. There was this teacher. His name is Bosong. Bless your soul, Bosong. Um, bro, I came to this man. He saw like the stuff on my hands now because my whole body was like covered in spots and stuff like that because of it was called spongiotic psoriasis dermatitis. It's like a very extreme form of eczema, but it's like a reaction to a drug. So it was all my body was itching. So I went for class one day, you know, told my professor, oh, blah blah, this is why I've not been in school for weeks, and he just seriously sympathized with me. And long story short, I wrote the final. I got 81 in the final, which is not so great. That's not going to get me an A. But then I wrote the midterm and I got 96 on the midterm. And I noticed that I knew my score, but like it wasn't updated on the system. So at the end of the quarter, when they were now posting grades, he posted my grade online and I saw A. I was like, what? How did I get an A in this class when I got 81 in the final? And my
Hmm.
quiz average too was 80. Just for me to go and see that my midterm, he multiplied my midterm by 150. So he made my
Dang.
midterm like basically in the midterm I got like 138%, over 100. So
That's
basically he made
wow.
my midterm carry way more. Yeah, and I got an A and I was like, wow, like this is just God, you know. So how did I find favor in with this man? This has never happened, bro. I don't find favor with professors normally. Normally, even from Loyola, like those guys will mess up my scores. These guys will mess up my scores. Like, oh, you know how sometimes in Loyola somebody will get 78 instead of getting 68 or 58 or something crazy like that. That
Yeah.
never once happened to me. Mine was the reverse, and then I'll be arguing. Bro, I got 78. You gave me freaking 68, bro. Like, what? Um, but I just found favor, man. I found favor with this guy, and I sent him an email thanking him, and he also sent me this very heartwarming email back. And bro, I mean, Bosong, he should be Chinese, right? And I mean, the
I have no
stereotype is
idea.
that they're kind of mean, especially to blacks. And I've encountered some of them like being a bit like harsh, but I just thank God for that gratitude, Bosong.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
that's just
Nice.
that's a little recap of my last quarter, man. Yeah, God
Yeah.
is awesome. God is awesome.
That's
I have this
great,
book
man.
called Spirit, Soul, Body, right?
Hmm.
I read this book cover to cover. This book, Kamsi, this book right here, this book will change your life, bro.
Hmm.
Spirit, Soul, Body by Andrew Womack. This book really exposed my mind to the fact that the spirit that raised Jesus Christ from the dead actually lives inside of me because I'm a born again Christian. So, you know, dwelling in depression, dwelling in anxiety, dwelling in all those things. Jesus died on the cross and took away all that. So I don't have to live in depression. I don't have to live in anxiety, you know, because the power
Mm.
that raised him from the dead lives inside of me. So I can say, curse you, depression. The depression is gone,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
feel that.
Why would I carry depression when Jesus already carried it on the cross? Why? Why am I stressing myself? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Cast all your worries on God, cast all your worries on Jesus, and you'll be good, man. And that's how I've been getting through this depression, man. You know, just casting all my worries on God. I have an interview tomorrow too. Casting all my worries on God, and you got me.
Job interview?
Yeah, job interview with this company called Nextdoor,
Oh,
software
next.
engineering.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
yeah, man. So just even preparing right now. Yeah, glory to God. You know, just to get this interview, bro. I've gotten like maybe if I start counting the rejections,
So yeah, I know the feeling.
yeah,
I have my fair share of rejections. I know the
yeah,
feeling.
man. Well, you know, in all those rejections, something will pull through, and it will be what God really has planned for you. So you just have to be patient. Have to be
Nice.
patient. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Kamsi, I need to go read for the interview though. So,
But yeah, man, this was a nice little chat we had here. Very, very deep.
ah,
I
very,
like it. I
very deep,
like it.
very,
I
very
like
deep.
it. I like
Yeah,
it. I like it. Nah,
very,
we
very
gotta
deep.
see more of
Touched on
you on
all
the
the different
podcast, bro.
stuff. Definitely, man. You're
We
gonna be
gotta see
seeing
more of you
me.
in the podcast, bro.
This discipline from these three clips that I'm trying to be posting every day. I'm going to carry that onto the podcast, man. And that's what I've done today. Um. So yeah, man. Remember, gratitude. That's the major takeaway from today's session, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Gratitude.
sir. Gratitude. Love to see it, bro. I love to
Yeah, man.
see you still like full of life. Nah. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Bro, God is just awesome, man. God is awesome. I give all the glory to him, man. Because without him, bro, Giles's pops came over and like, bro, Giles's pops is my dog, man. Like, that's my nigga. And like, I saw this guy, and like, because I was so heavy hearted on like my condition, I couldn't even pretend to be happy, And he kept on saying, Nathan, like, this is me, like, this is Giles' dad, and I was just not even giving him the energy back, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he felt so, like, he felt some type of way about that. But, and I also was now not even able to communicate to him in that moment that, like, look, this is not that, oh, like, I don't mess with you, pops. It's kind of just like, I'm going through something right now. I like,
Hmm.
you know, so,
Okay.
yeah, man. Well, God is good and things do get better. So yeah, man.
That's love to see it, man. Love to hear about it. Love to hear
Yeah,
about
man.
it. Well, yeah. But yeah, this is
Yeah, man.
nice. Nice. All right,
Yeah,
man.
and
That's it
and,
for
and also on your points of like checking in with people, we should really go ahead with that and make sure it's something that we do.
yeah. It's a nice little episode we got here. Episode 10, double digits. Yes, sir. Heading to episode 20 and beyond. But nah, we'll love to see it. All right, man. Hopefully, next episode will be all three of us.
Okay. Yes,
Next
sir.
episode will be all three
Maybe
of us,
even
and
four
then
of
we'll
us.
move from there.
Plus
Oh yeah,
Giovanni.
hey, that's true, that's true. I got some people thinking about coming. Like Giovanni has told me, Komi has told me he wants to make an appearance. I'm like, for sure,
Oh, we
let's
love
do
to
it for
see
sure,
it,
for
bro. We
sure, for
love
sure,
to see it.
for sure.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
all right, man. All right,
All right,
people
doctor.
at home. Till next
Yeah.
time. Catch you later. Bye bye.
Peace out.